Hey Leo, it's me, Brandy from Taurean.com, coming at you with your September reading. Happy belated birthday to late bloomers. Okay. I feel there is a powerful message coming up for you for September. Intense, personal, like visible, personal transformation, right? How you express yourself. A very powerful emotional shift where you are going to realize the patterns that have kept you from actually being out in the world, like igniting your light again and being like the bold you, where you can focus on getting rid of those old patterns, right? Stepping into your actual Leo energy confidently, where your true self, your creative pursuits, your leadership, all those unique things are gonna come out, right? So if you were looking for an affirmation, I am a shadow worker. I mean, there's a lot that has to be processed and let go. I'm literally seeing like a swift cut down on a lot of these things, like bloodline. You've been telling yourself you're cursed or something. Well, you're bringing that in, so you need to not do that for your mindset, for your overall health. We have the King of Swords. Look at that. The swift cutting, right? He's in the tree. He's going to take that tree down. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. You know, I can see all of the forest. The Magician, right? Kind of coming into that bloodline, into that creative power. That's also September for me. Using the Virgo energy to really do this. The Two of Swords. That's a good state, though, for what I'm getting, right? That's a good energy to be in. Four of Pentacles. Like, which way do I go? Where do I start? Ace of Swords. See, where you can, it's like you're going to cut some of this out so you can get on the ground, feet on the ground, and really cut through any of those obstacles. You know, if you've been dealing with addictions, if you've been dealing with loss, if you've been, you know, really just in it, you're going to be able to change that, you know. Oh my goodness. Right, it's like I can't talk without having my throat congested, which would be something that's been stopping you from being yourself. Granted, addictions, people, patterns. But I'm going to tell you this. There's definitely a connection to the brain. And this connection to the brain is almost going to open your eyes. There's going to be a very big marked improvement where you find yourself almost sensing all those energies, but in a good way, around you. You know, you're sensing where you can come up to a new level and take control of your actual emotions, where that you may not see this coming. This shift, if you've been down, you're coming up. If you've been up, you know, you may come down a little bit because they're trying to get you in tune here, where you have to start to see effects. It's like something has to be closed. The effects have to be closed. That is where you can showcase your real self, your creative pursuits, your unique self. But these patterns, maybe you've been out of touch with your spiritual side, right? From everything else. And now you're coming back in touch with your spiritual side, where you can sense those energies immediately, but where they do not hinder you, right? Bringing them out into the open. And that's why I keep getting like these changes people are going to be able to see, but for the better. This is just taking a time to like sit on what you have so you can start going forward with the Ace of Swords to bring in the new. And maybe you've been running off an old memory that's been bringing in bad energies, you know, and that is the radical shift, because when you change your mind and you let go of these patterns, you're like legitimately able to put out a different frequency, you know, getting rid of the darkness and bringing in the light by putting out a different frequency for your overall well-being for the month of September. Now, I do believe it's going to take about 6 weeks from when you see this to really start to shift. I don't know why I felt like I need to grab this deck, but okay, here we are. Are we okay? The Tower reversed. So it's like you've been resisting that change, but you're not going to be able to very much longer. Because, yeah, there's a force here. Nature. It's like nature versus nurture, and the nurture is out. So nature is taking over so you can have this shift. You will avert a disaster, it says. You'll be able to see it coming. You'll be able to feel it coming. There you are, the King of Wands. You know, that leadership, that vision, that bigger picture where you can take control of your life again. Be a little more enthusiastic about it. Could be taking a trip. Could be getting in touch with nature. There's the world. Yeah, the completion. You know, you've cut down the patterns. You've taken time to tune into yourself, understanding that there is far more reaching as in an energetic field for you to sit on that and realize what you've been emanating to bring disaster and heartache and everything into your life, where you can do something new, where you feel more confident, where you end out these patterns, these cycles, these things you've been telling yourself. It's crazy. Where you, like, maybe you even get back in touch with some old friends, maybe you start up some old projects, you know, you start leaning more into faith, you start understanding law of assumption, law of attraction, you know, you write things down as in a manifesto, you say them in your head, then you say them out loud. You do this and it brings things in, and I get it, life gets in the way and we kind of forget that, but that is really coming out of my head for what Leo is like doing, that dramatic shift where everyone sees like a brand new emerge to you over the course of the next 6 weeks. That's good. Alright, I've seen 8-8 and 8-9. Alright, let's get one of these. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Those South Node life debts, that would be the pattern. And on the bottom we have part of fortune and increase. So you are settling out some life debts, some life cycles, some life patterns to really increase. You know what I mean? I want these to be seen to increase like your legacy, your birthright. So that is getting rid of those old patterns that hold you back as a South Node to step into your joy and your creative power through that transformative energy, to shine as the Leo you are and embrace your actual self instead of all the storylines you've been telling, so you can reflect on these patterns, these habits from your past that has really hindered your overall well-being, right? Letting go of some of these old ways and focusing on those pursuits that actually bring you in the goodness, the whole, you know, the creative, the unapologetically yourself, where you don't hurt yourself, you don't hurt other people, but there's something about expressing your unique talents freely and getting out of this. Now I want to read number 42 to you, because this is about personal success, getting out of comfort zone, karmic patterns, and the light. 42. Shine bright, sun, shine bright. This is about long-term trauma to let go, to have a wake-up call, because you've been repeating. And this is to do things without much thought or effort to bring in the good, so you have to get rid of this first, okay? There's a cause and effect. There's karma. There's previous states of existence, what you failed to live up to, memories, lessons not processed, old patterns, shadow, what's beneath, the addictions, being trapped in a situation, feeling chained, insecurity, depression. All that's about to go out the window. You're about to understand the soul's journey through space and time by closing those doors so you can have a fresh start no matter how old you are in your life. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. No matter how old you are, if you're breathing, there's always a second chance. Okay, legitimately. All right, I like this. Let me know if it resonated, and I'll catch you later.